Hello there, welcome to Bryan Lomax Movie Talk and the 6th day of my August alphabet challenge. I do have to say up front, please excuse me if I seem a little bit out of it in this video. I've recently slipped a disc in my back. I'm medicated and I'm just, a little bit done in with the pain, but let's go. 6th day. So I'm reviewing Flight because we're on the letter F, and it is directed by Robert Zemeckis of Back to the Future fame. It stars Denzel Washington, Kelly Reilly, Don Cheadle and John Goodman. I went into this film thinking it was a true story. I don't know where I got that from, but back when this came out, I always believed it was based on a true story. That's what I heard. For whatever reason, that's what stuck in my head. It's not a true story, but it does a pretty good job, I would say, of making you believe the events that happen in it could very well be true. So it follows this pilot played by Denzel Washington, who is an alcoholic, and the plane that he's flying gets into some serious bother, and he does some pretty impressive maneuvers in order to bring it down and with the least amount of casualties. But yeah, at first he's hailed a hero, and then when it comes out that he was drinking, that he had drugs in his system, a lot of people start looking to blame him. So with that synopsis, you kind of think, or I kind of thought going into it, that one as well, under the assumption it was based on a true story, which it isn't. I thought it would be about that, kind of like Sully, really. It'd be about, is this pilot at fault? Is it not? But actually, that's only one half of the movie. Really, this is a film about redemption, about a man getting to grips with his addiction and finding help in the people around him, whether they be reluctant helpers or people who genuinely love him, or people who maybe have something to gain by helping him. It's just, it's really that. It's a film about this man's journey of recovery. Whether he actually recovers or not, though, is debatable. He does go through some ups and downs, which are quite humorous as well at times. It must be said that there are moments, a lot of moments in this film where you're really rooting for this guy to kind of kick his addiction, and there are moments when he falls off the wagon, so to speak, when he's been doing quite well and he falls off, and it's both tragic as well as being just really funny, which obviously, addiction's no laughing matter. When people are addicted to drugs and things, that's not really something to laugh at. But just because this character performs better when he's on drugs, I don't know, there's just something amusing about that. Maybe that's a negative of the film, I don't know, but it while you're watching it, it certainly feels like a positive. Denzel Washington gives an amazing performance in this, probably one of his best performances, and that's saying something, because he's an incredible actor. And I really like Kelly Reilly as well. So Kelly Reilly plays this woman who is also an addict, and the two of them kind of meet for various reasons and fall for each other, and it's really about these two addicts kind of fixing each other in a way through their brokenness, and I love that relationship. I love the journey that we go on with these two characters, and to me that's the heart of the film. If you take that out, all you've got is some nice kind of action sequences involving a plane that is flying upside down, which are all really very good and very well orchestrated, but without the heart of that relationship, that central relationship, and the story of these two characters both trying to get over their addictions, you don't really have a film. Unless it's called Sully, because obviously they did something similar there, but whatever, that is based on a true story. So yeah, I really liked this. There's a lot of really good supporting players as well, really reliable actors that they get for, Don Cheadle, always good in support. John Goodman, king of the supporting role. Him and Christopher Walken are kind of like the kings of supporting roles, aren't they? But yeah, John Goodman is fantastic in this as Washington's kind of drug supplier. He's hilarious. He's a slime bag, clearly, because he's selling drugs to someone who's a pilot. He should know better, but you also get the sense there that he does genuinely care about this guy and is meeting his need, not in the best way, not in the healthiest way, but yeah, he's just, again, it's that thing where we're kind of falling in love with characters that perhaps we shouldn't be falling in love with, which is a skill on the part of the filmmakers, I guess, to be able to make you do that. There is a kind of religious element to this that plays out in various ways throughout the film. Obviously, I don't think you can touch on the themes of redemption and whatnot without at least dipping your toe into that side of things. I'm not sure it's always handled in the best way. There are a couple of characters in this that, well, they're religious. Let's just say that. And when the moment at which it is revealed that they're religious, just feels really off to me. Like, I can't tell if these characters are being taken seriously, or if we're meant to take them seriously, or whether it's maybe a bit of a dig, a bit of a poke at religious people, at religious types. But the thing is, it's like what they say, what they do. I feel there's value in it. I feel like if you treat it with respect, if you played the same scene but maybe treated it from people who had that faith perspective, I feel like the scene would play better, would play differently. Now, obviously, Denzel Washington is a man of faith, and I would imagine he was drawn to this film for various reasons, this being one of them. But yeah, I'm not quite sure that some of those elements got handled in the best possible way to shine a positive light on that side of the story, shall I say. There's a really great, what do you call it, cameo, just a small role, basically, from James Badge Dale, an actor that I really like. You know him from Iron Man 3. He was also in a season of 24. He was very good in that. But he just gets one scene, and he really shines in it. Like, I remember him as a character. I remember it in such a way that it feels like he was a bigger part of the film. And again, a lot of the religious element that the film deals with comes out of that character. A lot of the kind of things he says are quite provocative of, maybe believing in God but not quite trusting in him and things like that. It's just, yeah, he's an interesting character. And like I say, because of how James Badge Dale plays it, it really makes an impact. And for a character that essentially only has like a 5-minute scene in a 2 hours plus movie, that's pretty impressive. Kelly Reilly is really great as well. For some reason, I always want to call her Melissa George, yet when you stick the two of them side by side, they don't really look anything like each other. And yet for some reason, I always get the two confused. But no, Kelly Reilly, really great performance in this. I genuinely feel for her character and her struggle, and the fact that as she becomes involved with Washington's character, she herself is trying to get out of her own addictions, and because he can't quite manage to get out of his, it runs the risk of pulling her back into her own, which is another tragic truth about the world of addiction. As someone who's heard many testimonies about addiction from people who have been in addiction, I can tell you that is often something that just rears its head, is that people struggle often to get out of addiction because they surround themselves with other people that are still in addiction, and sometimes you have to just break away from them in order to help yourself, really. So I like that the film explores that, touches on that, and I think, yeah, Reilly does an amazing job. The big action set piece as well, which is probably the main draw for a lot of people who go to see this film, that's probably the hook that reels you in before you get given this really good character study, is the big plane crash. The way that Washington's character brings this plane down at once seems unbelievable, but also seems quite believable as you're watching it. Again, skill of Robert Zemeckis there to orchestrate all that in a visual way. But it's terrifying. It's really terrifying because it's very believable, and it will make you think twice about stepping on a plane the next time you're considering flying. I watched I think there was a little documentary on the DVD for this, and there was an aviation expert on there who was talking about the concept of this crash, and how when he heard about it he thought, what a load of nonsense, but actually the more he looked into it, and when he saw what they were doing on the film and how they explained it, he actually said that it is actually very conceivable that this could have happened. Not likely, because the skill that is required to bring the play down would make that very hard, but actually the way that the film gives out the information and shows us it play out made it very believable. So yeah, but I think that shows in the sequence itself, and the fact that you're gripped by it, terrified by it, invested in the characters' emotions as they're kind of embroiled in it, without ever going, this just seems silly. Like I never once felt that. I never looked at it and thought, oh, this seems silly. So good job there. So this was a real fantastic film. It's kind of 1/3 disaster movie, 1/3 relationship drama, and 1/3 courtroom drama. It's got a lot of stuff going on, but it all feels cohesive. It all feels like it belongs there, like it's part of the same movie. It doesn't feel disjointed in any way. It's just, really expertly made, and I think I will definitely rewatch this at some point in the future. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. That could very well increase, to be honest, on repeat viewings if it holds up. So, cracking movie. Loved it. 4 out of 5 from me, but what about you? Have you seen Flight? And if so, what did you think about it? Please do click the like button on this video and share it as well if you can, because I am trying to raise money for a really good cause, doing this August Alphabet Challenge, trying to build a refuge centre for women over in Zambia. If you can donate, then please click the link again below. And donate what you can. If you can't donate, that's understandable. Not everyone is in a position to, but what you are in a position to do is help out by sharing this video, sharing the link even on your social media, and giving this video a thumbs up. So yeah, if you could do that, that would be amazing. Thank you. So yeah, going to be having a break from this tomorrow because we're taking Sundays off. I will be back on Monday with the letter G. Yeah, letter G. But until then, thanks for watching this video. And until next time, cracking. I stumbled that, didn't I? Oh well, cracking.